and thanks for joining us. It's barely 24 hours after the inauguration of President Muhammadu Buhari for a second term, and a think tank is already meeting in Abuja to take a look at a new national security strategy. The document is an update of the 2014 strategy and defines how to handle issues including terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and violent crimes. At the meeting, the National Security Committee notes with concern that the spate of kidnapping in the country has overtaken armed robbery, and the 2019 strategy will improve the military's response to security breaches. The strategy will also prescribe how to deal with banditry, which security officials say is also getting out of hand. In the last 20 years, one major challenge to the country's democratic framework has been security. Defense correspondent Sifon Essien examines the challenges and impact of insecurity on Nigeria's democracy.
20 years of uninterrupted democracy in Nigeria, and the most populous black country in the world is still grappling to develop. The return to civil rule was accompanied with fresh hopes and latent optimism. This was predicated on the tenets of democracy, which guarantees freedom, liberty, equity, and enhanced security of lives and property. The democratic experience, although nascent when compared to Western democracies, has seen the self-acclaimed giant of Africa grapple with a number of challenges. Key among the challenges is security.
So it is the security that enhances democracy. Security of lives and property, respect for human rights, and the rule of law.
Reports indicate that in the last 20 years, there's been a notable increase in the culture of impunity, which among other development deficits is believed to have triggered a wave of violent crimes across the country. Research has shown that development can only be rapid in a peaceful and secure environment. Since the return of democracy, security across the country has declined in spite of efforts by the federal government to check the trend. These experts believe that much as it is the responsibility of government to safeguard lives and property, citizen participation in security is needed now more than ever.
In terms of security, several of the leadership of the security organizations do not feel answerable to the people, and for obvious reasons. They feel that as long as certain powers that be are happy with them, then they would remain in power. But once they are answerable to the people, and they know that the moment one Nigerian is killed, that there will be an uproar, and that means they will be removed from their seats, then we will have an improvement in the security situation. But right now, we are in a situation where unfortunately that is not the case. Even the ethos, and I want to emphasize this word, of the philosophy behind the employment and the training of the security organizations, unfortunately, does not teach them to protect the lives and property of the ordinary Nigerian.
Well, in a democracy, you build institutions that will outlast individuals, as opposed to dictatorship, where it's ruled by whims. One person wants to be the be-all and end-all.
Aside addressing the development issues of poverty and unemployment, they want a review of the laws establishing the agencies of government responsible for internal and external security.
By and large, been working to maintain a balance between what the executive says and what the people actually need. But let us have an understanding that policing is environment determined. The environment in which you work determines how you police them.
The executive arm of government need to look closely at the relationship between what these organizations do and the national security strategy. I also personally believe that our national security strategy is ripe for an overhaul. I think there needs to be a joint action between the legislative arm, the executive arm, and the judicial arm of government to look closely at the national security strategy and ensure it is in tandem with our current democratic dispensation.
It is estimated that Nigeria has witnessed more than 3,000 violent, ethno-religious, communal, and political conflicts of varying intensity and magnitude. Clashes between farmers and pastoralists have increased in frequency until recent months. Research has shown that at least 4,000 persons have been killed in such clashes between 1998 and 2018. A recent move by the armed forces to get agencies responsible for security to work together is viewed in the security circle as a good step, but may require the backing of law for effective operations.